Good evening, everyone. This is the annual organizational and regular board meeting of December 17th, 2024. It is now 4:09. We'll begin with the roll call.
President Cortese,
Here.
Vice President Joe,
Here.
Clerk Lay,
Here.
Member Chavez,
Here.
Member Herrera is on his way.
Wonderful. All right, we do have some members who would like to address the board. Members of the public may participate and comment as follows. In-person public comment may be made in person in the boardroom by filling out a public speaker request form located at the entrance of the meeting room. For Zoom participants, you may raise your hand to request to speak and offer your comment in real time. You will have 2 minutes to speak. Comments may be also submitted electronically online before or during the meeting with a 1,000 character limit by accessing the agenda link to the form on the district's homepage. Please reference the agenda number in your written comment. Please note, regular and special meetings of the Board of Trustees and board study sessions are streamed live on meeting nights and are also available for viewing the day after the meeting by accessing the district's YouTube channel listed on the district's webpage at ESUHSD.org under the quick links section. The board is not able to respond to items that are not on the agenda or any personnel issues. Your comment will be read into the record and will be directed to the superintendent and/or the appropriate staff member for response. Interpretation of this meeting in Spanish and Vietnamese can be heard by accessing the link and following the instructions shown on the agenda and the district's website. I have a couple of speakers, so I would like to call Claudia Moreno. You could just come forward and state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Claudia Moreno. I just want to introduce myself to the board. I am the principal of Roberto Cruz Leadership Academy, and we just had our debrief with Philip after our monitoring visit. So I just wanted to introduce myself to everyone and just let you know that we appreciate the visit and everything that they gave us for feedback.
Hey, thank you
Yep.
for stopping by and saying hello.
Thank you.
Okay. Our other speaker had to leave, unfortunately. Do we have any online comment or Zoom participants?
Our speaker did have to leave, but our speaker left a little envelope on the dais. And so we would like to thank the CSEA who made a donation for McKinney-Vento students and for all the good work that's been happening over the last, well, longer than the last 2 weeks, but it's been on our campuses the last 2 weeks of getting our students who might have greater need in this period of time of the season, extra resources and something to take home to their family. So we want to thank all the members of CSEA who contributed and voted for this to help our students. So people who serve our students every day and still continue to give. We thank you.
Very much. Thank you, CSEA. All right, there'll be no further business before closed session. We will just now recess into closed session. Everybody, welcome to the annual organizational and regular board meeting of December 17th, 2024. Members, we're going to actually, before I do that, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So please stand and join me. Pledge of Allegiance. All right, well, members of the public, please submit your public comment as follows. So if you're here in the boardroom, you fill out one of these gold forms. Well, we have two. There's a yellow form that's for students, and we do that so we hear students first. And then the goldenrod is for adults. And those can be found at the door as you come in to the boardroom. If you are on Zoom, you may raise your virtual hand and request to speak and offer your comment in real time. You will have 2 minutes to speak. You may also submit comments electronically online before or during the meeting with a 1,000 character limit by accessing the agenda link to the form on the district's homepage. Please reference the agenda item number in your written comments. Please note, regular and special meetings of the Board of Trustees and board study sessions are streamed live on meeting nights and are also available for viewing the day after the meeting by accessing the district's YouTube channel on the district's webpage at ESUHSD.org under the Quick Links section. The board is not able to respond to items that are not on the agenda or any personnel issues. Your comment will be read into the record and will be directed to the superintendent and/or the appropriate staff member for response. Interpretation of this meeting in Spanish and Vietnamese can be heard by accessing the link and following the instructions shown on the agenda on the district's website. So moving on now to 501, which is the oath of office. I'm going to turn this over to our superintendent to be our masters of ceremony here.
Wow. Promotion. That's their ceremony. This is awesome. Recently, we had an election. And a couple of items from each side were on the ballot. One was a parcel tax, asking citizens to support their students and staff at a rate of about $6 million a year, and that parcel tax was passed overwhelmingly. I think it did so due to the work that happens in our schools every day and the way our community and families recognize that work. But I also know it has a lot to do with the governance team and how the respect of a board that took a risk and voted to put that parcel on the ballot and leading to its passing. Also on the ballot, we had 2 board positions open, and we were quite pleased to see that both Patty Cortese and Brian Doe were supported and once again identified by the public as 2 agents to truly serve our students and our community as trusted citizens and as trusted leaders. And so first of all, congratulations for that. Let's give them some love if we could. But as part of that, there's a commitment, not just to East Side, when you take a position like this, and there's an oath of office. And that oath of office, I think it bears in our current political climate, maybe some pointing to, that when you commit to a leadership position like this, you're not just committing to the East Side, but you're committing to defend the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state of California, written and designed to be about the people. And I want to just highlight that tonight as both of you take this oath of office. That thank you for your service, but also thank you for being about the Constitution and doing right by the people. So Patty, I think you'll be swearing in first. Is there someone here that will be swearing you in this evening?
Yes, it is my honor to be sworn in tonight by a state senator, Dave Cortese. Okay, y'all can hear me, right? Okay. I, Patty Cortese, I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you. So before you run away, I just want to share what an important part of this journey he has been for me. I think certainly these folks know that he was up here from 1992 to 2000. And as part of that role, he was on a team of people who helped redesign Foothill High School. And at Foothill, they brought in a youth mentoring program. And one day he came home and he said, "Patty, you should be a mentor." And I thought, whoa, okay. Little did I know how much that program would change my life and how incredible it was for me to get to witness the transformation of the young people that we worked with. And I stayed involved with that work for over 20 years. And I thought, this curriculum should be in our class. I would love for this to be in our classrooms. And so that was the path that led me to the board. And actually, it wasn't even really my idea. It was when there was a vacancy, they posted it in the newspaper back when we had newspapers, remember? 10 years ago, we actually had newspapers. And he clipped out the notice and put it on my chair at my desk. So that was the impetus. And 10 years later, I'm still here. And I'm so grateful for your support and for your encouragement. And I need to tell you what an incredible blessing it is to have front row seats to the life and the work of a man like this. I'll just give you a little tiny example of what moves me so much to support what he does. So in 2011, he was serving on the Board of Supervisors, and he was president of the board that year. And it was right around the Asian New Year. And he said, "I'm declaring this year, 2011, the year of the child." And in his State of the County speech, he said, "One of my goals is to put juvenile hall out of business." At that time, I've been volunteering in juvenile hall for several years. There were almost 400 kids there, 300 and something, a lot of kids. This weekend, because in that move in 2011, he worked with the county to put in all kinds of diversion programs and treatment centers programs for kids. I was volunteering this weekend at juvenile hall, 54 kids, down from 350 because of a policy like that. And so I'm just so inspired. And that's stuff that people don't really know, that people don't usually see the outcome of policies and implementation of things like that. And it's just such a blessing and an honor to be your partner in that work. Thank you.
Gotta make it official here. All right. Well, how great was that? That was great. All right. Brian Doe, do you have someone here or some people here to swear you in with your oath of office?
Thank you. I have three young ladies that will be helping me with the swearing in ceremony. Veronica, Vanessa, and Catherine. most of you may have know, at least on the board, these are my daughters. And what you may not know is they are third generation insider. My father was a classified employee inside union when we first come to the US. And one of my daughter recently asked me, why am I want to be on the board, right? And I didn't understand the rationale why she's asking. As we talked, she revealed to me it interfered with her plans for me, what she may have for me to do. And sometimes it's not just the board meeting, but as you know, we also have other meetings involving school and sometimes interfere with their plans for boba, which is very important to apparently all three of my daughters. And I explained to her that this is the third, my oldest daughter is the third generation that attend East Side. She's now at CCA, which is part of Yuba Buena High School. And I explained to her that you have a lot of, when you need help with your homework, mommy or I will be there for you. But that's not the case with everyone. And it should not matter whether you're the son of a custodian, a janitor, or the daughter of a board member. You should have the same equal opportunity to achieve the American dream, to be part of what our superintendent often said is full participant of Silicon Valley. So that is my motivation for running, and I'm hoping that as I stand here with my families, I want to make sure that each and every one of our students have the same opportunity that was given to me generously by these great countries, but also making sure that all our children have the same opportunity that my daughter have. Thank you.
Gotta dot the i's and cross the t's.
That was a long period of silence. Awesome. Hey, congratulations, trustees Doe and Cortese. Thank you. Congratulations to your families. You should be proud. They're doing great things. And congratulations to East Side, because I know we will be the beneficiaries of your leadership and stewardship. So thank you for that. Board President, that ends the portion of
There we go.
the ceremony.
And officially handing it back to me. Thank you so much. All right. We are moving on now to 6.01. That's where we may request that items be removed from the agenda for consideration, excuse me, or carried to a future board meeting. Do we have anything like that?
There's no request from staff.
Thank you. All right. Well, now we move to 7.01, which is our reorganization this evening. And so every year for the public, we rotate our positions that we hold within our own board and our various committee services and things like that. So I'm going to turn this over to the superintendent. Yeah, I guess your MC duties are not.
I'm back on. All right, very good. All right. Hey, so we're going to start off with nomination for the election of board officers. These are one-year terms, and I will take nominations for president, vice president, clerk, but we'll start right now with nominations for president.
I nominate trustee Brian Doe for the
Second.
position of board president.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Well, is there, so those are a nomination. Is there anybody else that would look, another nominations?
Wait, say again?
Or
Is
there-
it-
is
is
there
there-
an interest from another party to nominate someone else?
Is there an well,
Any other nominee?
any other nominations?
The nominations are closed.
Nominations are
So we
closed.
have a motion now,
Okay,
to elect, or to, offer the presidency to Brian Doe. I believe it was, a motion by Herrera.
second by Lay.
We'll call those motions now. Any
Right.
discussion?
Well,
Oh.
I'll offer discussion.
All right.
So I know, so trustee Vice President Doe has been serving with us for 4 years now, and I know him to be a very committed board member, and I also know him to be a very busy man. Clearly has a young, beautiful family. He's got a successful business. I was not sure that he had time for this. And so I invited him to lunch. And we had an incredible lunch. And I left there feeling very confident that he will make the time for this. He will prioritize this community and this board and time for each of us and the superintendent. And that I left there with a real understanding of his deep commitment to our students and their families. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to your leadership.
Thank you for that. Katie, how do you vote?
Oh, thank you.
Very good. Board, all those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any nominations? It's not a motion, but a nomination for vice president.
Nominate Van Lay. to be-
Second,
Any other nominees? All right, can I get a motion for Von Lay as vice president?
that's what we just did.
Well, we're gonna call the nomination a motion. All right, you get me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do both, yeah. and
Okay,
put two
we
on
have to do both just in case there's a time where there's two nominees.
Yeah.
All right, so you. All right. All right, any discussion? All those in favor, oh, Katie, how do you vote? Aye, all right, you're rocking the eye now, really good. The board, how do you vote? All
Aye.
in favor? The nominations for the clerk position. Congratulations, Von Lay.
I would like to nominate my colleague trustee Herrera for the position of clerk.
I'm
Okay,
nominate Lorena Chavez.
so here we go. All right, so there's a nomination for
Lorena
for
Chavez.
Manuel Herrera and also Lorena Chavez.
Okay, so so now there's discussion.
Why I think it's, I know that, board member Manuel Herrera has done extensive, good job as a clerk, but I want to give opportunity for, board member Lorena Chavez this year. And maybe next year we rotate it, to, board member, Manuel Herrera.
I want to support that, and I would like to withdraw my candidacy. Thank you.
Thank you, board member Manuel Rivera. So I'm nominate, so I move.
So
I can
Lorena has
second
been
that too.
nominated, so is Manuel. Manuel is removing his name, so now we just need a motion for Lorena Chavez as clerk. We have
Second,
first and second, Brian Doe. All right, Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. We now have a nomination and appointment of two board members. Congratulations on your clerkdom, I guess. Nomination and appointment of two board members to the board's standing audit committee. This is a one-year term. We're looking for nomination for chairperson first.
I'd like to nominate Patty Cortese if she's willing to come back one more year.
I also nominate Brian Doe to be a chairperson because I am a chairperson audit committee this year. So I want to have the continuation. If board member, Brian Doe would like to continue the work and with board member Patty Cortese to be a vice chair. But I'm open for other discussion for any other board
I
members.
see one of my colleagues have an interest. I'm happy to do it, but if there's an interest, I'm happy to. Okay. Okay. I'm happy to do the
Fine.
work. I just want to make sure I'm not taking away from one of my colleagues who have an interest too.
No, that's a
Yeah,
good plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're removing your name for
So-
presidency?
Yeah, I think vice chairs.
Vice chair is
is
fine?
good, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna entertain a motion, which is recommending Brian Doe as chairperson and Patty Cortese as vice chair.
We'll do that in one motion.
Just did that in one motion.
Wait, do we?
Can I get someone to?
That's,
Yeah.
Audit committee. Who's the second on that? Thank you. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
aye.
All right. Congratulations and thank you. All right, nomination and appointment for two board members as board liaisons to the Student Governing Board. We have a board liaison and then an alternate board liaison. And if you want to nominate both, I think we're really upping our skill set here. We can do that.
I still nominate Patty Cortese as a board liaison because she's done such a good work and all students love her and want her to continue the work with SGB. So I think that's why I want to nominate Patty Cortese to be board liaison. Yeah, I think I like to partner with board member Patty Cortese, maybe.
As the
not yet.
alternate.
I will step out because I think it's the continuation, the work right now for the SGB. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
an
two.
alternate board liaison if board member Patty Cortese is out and, well, we usually have two board member right now.
We've both been going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for the last couple years.
Yes.
Okay,
Please.
so
So there's a,
And I
And
second.
no other board member wants this, because I feel a little like I've been kind of
We love the
we'll
work. you
call
do.
it a service hog, like,
No,
but I
but-
mean, I love working with the
You're
kids,
the
obviously, the
perfect
students.
person.
You are absolutely the perfect person.
So, and I did have a conversation with our student board rep that I will be participating remotely for many of their meetings, which makes it great that trustee Vice President Lay will be there also. So we'll make that work, and I'll be here whenever I can be here in person, but I will definitely be there in one form or another.
so can I get a motion for board liaison to be Patty Cortese and alternate board liaison Von Lay?
I move.
Second.
Any discussion? I think we've had it. Katie, how do you vote? And the board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Nomination and election of alternative representative to Metro Ed Governing Board. This is a one-year term.
Manuel, are you interested in that?
No, he's the,
else
he's
do
the.
I'm the current.
He's the current representative, which I believe
I
is a
am
two-year
currently the
term.
alternate.
Yeah.
So
The
this is-
Metro Eds are two-year terms and
That's right.
last December I was elected to
Right.
a new two-year
Oh,
term.
oh, so
And
this
this is for
only
the alternate.
Brian.
Right, I'm
Gotcha.
happy to do there's not a whole lot of work for the alternate, so.
What is that, what is that composed of?
When I can't be there, which is like never, because I'm always
Yeah, I was gonna
there,
say, isn't that never?
My point exactly.
the alternate
Yes,
attends.
and sometime I attended with him, but I don't get to vote, but I just get to watch his, the method.
Well,
at
unless
work.
someone like wants that, I mean, Brian Doe is willing to stay as the alternate. for this.
Does anyone feel energy towards that?
I
No?
can guarantee you, you will not be needed for a meeting.
Yeah.
But you
then
can always
if he
attend.
wants it, then
I can tell you, there have been zero need for me officially being at the capacity.
All right, can I get a motion for Brian Doe as the alternate representative to Metro?
Second,
Oh. Did you catch that? Because I didn't. That was sort of a,
It was like a Lorena Chavez, then Herrera's
Yes,
jumped in,
moved.
but I think Von Lay was already halfway through
It's okay,
seconding.
then
So
Manuel
we'll
could be
go on.
second.
wait.
okay, Chavez
by
and
you.
then Herrera.
Herrera.
Okay,
Oh.
all right.
All right, Katie, how do you vote? Ward, how do you vote?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Very much. Nomination of one member of the Board of Trustees to vote in the election of the Santa Clara County Committee on School District Organization.
Can you remind, what is that? Can you remind me?
I think I was the person last time. You sign documents and read like updates from time to time. That's all you do. It's not the official delegate stuff.
Yeah, it's not official delegate. Yeah, it just represent Santa Clara County Committee.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's not a lot of going on.
We nominate Lorena
I'll
Chavez.
continue doing it. Mhm.
I'm comfortable that she will do.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a motion for Lorena Chavez, I believe Von Lane, and then Brian Doe seconded. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, nomination, election of representative to Santa Clara County School Boards Association, 1-year term.
Are you still interested in this, Von?
I still have the delegate. I still have other stuff, so I rather.
Not do this one. I'm not interested in this.
If no one's interested, then I.
What does this do?
Hmm?
What does it do? What's the difference between that and this?
Different between the 7.06, 7.05. One is,
Just like there's CSBA at the state level, at the county level, there's Santa Clara County SBA.
This is a School Boards Association where the other is a function of district organization.
oh, that's a delegate. Oh, okay, all right. Then,
Interested, then if you're.
Yeah,
okay, then.
that's the same delegate.
Yeah, because I'm interested on a delegate, so usually it's gonna be good for me to represent,
Yeah.
our east
For
side to be
continuity.
a Santa Clara
I
County
need to
board.
nominate trustee Lang.
Okay, so
I'll second.
Von Lay, there's a motion for, by Brian Doe, seconded by Manuel Herrera to serve as the Santa Clara County School Boards Association representative. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Very much and congratulations. Nomination and election of one member to East Side Alliance Advisory Committee. This is,
When do they meet?
I think
Nominate
they've
Lloyd.
met 0 times in the last 10 years.
That sounds like the kind of burden I want to carry.
Now, Chavez?
Well.
I'm hoping they'll meet more.
I think that given our current, some issues that will be facing the Alliance in the coming years, as well as some interest in addressing school financing statewide, that this could become, a position that or a committee that will be meeting
You
more
interested in
frequently.
this?
I would like to
Yeah.
nominate you.
I'll second it.
Okay, so the motion, by Brian Doe, seconded by Manuel Herrera for Lorena Chavez to serve as East Side Alliance Advisory Committee member. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Congratulations. We'll try to schedule a meeting. All right, nomination and election of one alternate member to this same East Side Alliance Advisory Committee.
Nominate Patty Cortese?
Okay,
I could do that.
all right, so the motion by Von Lay, seconded by, can I get someone to second or?
Second.
No, thank you. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, nomination and election of 2 members to the district's Budget Advisory Committee. This is a 1-year term.
I nominate Manuel Herrera.
I prefer to be alternate on this. Right?
Yeah, there
The
is.
next one.
7:10.
17. Yes,
Mhm.
7:10.
Can I
One
nominate?
alternate.
There's
One
two
alternate.
members and then one alternate.
Does anyone want to do it?
I love to do this stuff.
I know
Yeah.
you get it for sure. And I'm willing, but
Okay, it's done.
it's done.
Okay, so can I get a motion for Brian Doe and Patty
Can we do it
Cortese
in
to
one
serve?
motion?
Yes, I'm just asking, if someone could say so moved, we're there. There you go. All right, and second? Von Lay, okay. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
I-
Fantastic. And then I think there was someone who raised his hand and volunteered to be an alternate.
I nominate my colleague Herrera.
All right, so there's a motion for Manuel Herrera. It's moved by Brian Doe. Can I get someone to second? that?
Second.
Patty Cortez. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you very much. All right, nomination and election of 2 members to the district subcommittee to review Citizens Bond Oversight Committee applications, internal potential candidates, and make recommendations for new members to join the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee. This is 2 members on a 1-year term.
Do it. Done it for the last 2 years.
She and I have been doing it for the last, I don't know how many years.
Just talked yourself into a job. I love it. Okay. Is there a second person?
Wait, we need a second
already
person.
We need a
for the
second
oversight
person.
committee.
Travis.
Okay.
Yes, I second that motions.
So we need
We need
two,
another
right?
one.
Need 2. We need a second nominee.
Now nominate for double duty, Lorena Chavez.
Right, I'm willing to do.
Okay, so there's,
All
is there
right.
Okay.
a motion for Von Lay and Lorena Chavez to serve on the Citizen Bond Oversight Committee? Can I get someone to
Second.
move that? Because one of you say so moved. How about that?
So moved.
All right, and then can I get a second?
Second.
There you go. All right, nomination and election of, excuse me. Appointment of board secretary. This is a 1-year term.
Wait, we didn't
Oh,
vote on that.
That's for the superintendent.
Contended.
No, we didn't vote on 7-Eleven. We just got a motion and a second, but we didn't vote on it.
Oh, yeah.
Katie says you didn't call my name. You're absolutely right. Katie, how do you vote? Thank you for helping me out.
Thank
and
you,
board?
President.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And I move for appointment of Superintendent Vanderzee for secretary to the board. Board
Second.
Secretary.
All right.
Brian-
Katie, how do you
Brian
vote?
gets it.
And Word, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Mary, will you help me
Enthusiastically,
out?
aye.
All right.
And you don't get to decline, Glenn.
No, it's all good. All right. Hey, we're going to take a short break. Let's be back here at, let's say 7:50, 6:55. Help me out with time and space on that clock. And we'll figure out seating arrangements for the next
Yes.
year.
We'll do the dance.
Yes.
Thank you, colleagues. It's been a joy to serve as your president this year. I'm looking forward.
It's been a joy to have you as our
I'm
president.
looking forward to next year, Mr. Doe's presidency.
All right, 6:55, we'll kick things off again.
He on the right side, does matter.
I wasn't sure.
Where do you want to sit?
No, I'm alone.
Okay, if I didn't read, I thought we were. I got wrong. Thank you.
Hey, good. Unless I'm president, this is my chair. Yeah, always.
I am not. Thank you for being here.
The vice president.
Hey, Joelle,
All right, Vice President is on the right side. I move.
Oh, of course.
Brian.
Yeah.
But rather than keep on waiting.
Yeah. You want to move them up?
Just call them.
Under.
Just keep continuing.
Yeah.
And then come back to. the
I'm open to that. Welcome back. First, I want to take a quick moment to thank my colleague, each and every one of them, for their support throughout the last 4 years, and particularly some of my colleagues for helping me prepare for my role as incoming board president. Thank you. You have been your advice and your wisdoms, and appreciate the lunch as well as the dinner that we have met for many times. So appreciate you taking the effort to making sure that we have a great team, and that's exactly what we have here. The Eastside family is a phenomenal team, and will hopefully continue that traditions for years and years to come. So now that we welcome back, I'd like to start with number 10, which is the student board liaison. Katie, would you like to make a comment?
Yes, hi. So at our last SGB meeting of this year, before we took like our annual SGB pictures, we first had a presentation on the Seal of Civic Engagement, which is a fantastic opportunity in which any student in the district can complete a civic engagement project, be on track to graduate high school and have fulfill other criteria as well, and receive a seal on their diploma when they graduate and on their transcript as well. So once more information is rolled out in schools next year, SGB will also play a role in helping publicize this opportunity and give more information to students at each of our campuses of how they can fulfill this seal. Because it would be great to increase the number of seals given in our district in comparison to other districts too, and raise that an equitable number right now. So that's our first goal for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Item number 1101, the superintendent or the board members may request that the item be considered, discussed, and act on out of the order indicate on the agenda as per schedule. Superintendent Venezi?
Yeah, I would ask that we move item 12.07 to be next.
Yes. Colleagues, any other item?
Yeah.
Moving item 12.07 next.
Twelve point oh seven.
12.07.
Good evening, board members. My name is Kirsten King. I'm the Director of Assessment and Accountability and Charter School Oversight. So I'm just up here. I want to introduce the next item, which is the public hearing for the San Jose Conservation Corps charter renewal. We received their charter renewal on November 12th, and by Ed Code, we have 60 days to hold the public hearing, and we have 90 days to hold the decision meeting, and that can be extended by another 30 days upon mutual agreement. We have mutually agreed upon a 30-day extension, so the decision meeting will be on February 13th. By Ed Code, staff has to post their findings and recommendations publicly. So for us, that means we will post it on the front page of our website, a link to it 15 days prior to the decision meeting. So it will be posted by January 28th. And just if this is the third renewal submission for San Jose Conservation Corps. They are a dashboard. They have dashboard alternative status school, otherwise known as a DOS school. So the rules governing DOS renewals will apply to them, and they are eligible for a 5-year renewal. And with that, I would like, we'll start with a presentation from Dorsey Moore.
Great, thank you, Kristen. And I'm going to have some of my colleagues stand up here. Great.
Welcome.
Great, thank you. All right, well, good evening, President Doe and Vice President Lay and trustees. Good to see you tonight. My name is Dorsey Moore, and I have the privilege to serve as the CEO of the San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School. And I'm here with our community to present our petition for a new 5-year renewal. Myself and members of our charter school leadership team are going to be presenting tonight, and also we have some slides and a short video. Next slide, please. So our mission is to develop young people, young adults, to create transformational change for our community and our planet. We envision a hopeful and sustainable community that nurtures the aspirations of all young people. Our motto is service to self, service to community, service to our environment. Great. Since there are some new trustees on the board since our last renewal, we wanted to give just a little bit of background. So we were started by Susan Hammer and Shirley Lewis, City of San Jose Councilwomen back in 1987. We first got our authorization through Eastside Union High School District in 2002, and our most recent renewal was 8 years ago in 2016. Great. So our school serves as an educational safety net to make sure that no student gets left behind. We operate under a special state statute that allows us to serve 17-and-a-half-year-olds to 27-year-olds with the full sort of ADA allocation. And our intent is to serve as a complement, not a competition, to the Eastside Union High School District. The Conservation Corps, part of our organization, offers a sort of paid job training in environmental and related careers, and that's part of our earn and learn model. Next, I'm going to hand it off to our principal, Dr. Zhang Feng, who's going to talk about our charter school structure and who we serve.
Thank you, Dorsey. My name is John Fung. I'm the principal of the school. I'll quickly just go over some of our demographics and then give you a picture of what we serve and who we serve. If you walk into our campus, it is very unique. Our students are between 17-and-a-half to 27 years old. Most of our students have come through at least 3 high schools before they come to us. So with that, we understand that there are a lot of basic needs that our students are not served in a lot of the schools that they have gone through, right? So with that, we dive into serving our students. One of the things that we have on campus is a pantry that is accessible for all our students and our family and community to come and grab food for their home, and they bring them home every day, right? And secondly, a lot of our students work and require work to sustain their living. So part of our program, when they are with us, they can actually take part in our working program. So they will go to school twice a week and then work in one of our programs for about 3 days a week, right? So on campus, we also have an access to a wellness center, which you're going to get a little bit more information later on, that they have access to counselors who serve their mental health counselors. And then lastly, we have a college and career counselors where our counselors are taking our students to explore college trips. And one of the unique things, we just had a monitoring visit, is that our students, any of them, can actually jump on to any of the field trip, even on the day of, showed up, and we're taking them to field trips. So we want to provide that access to all our students, regardless of what they bring, right? So this is the demographic. Just quickly going back, 17%, 15% of our students are providing caregiving. 10% of our students are involved in justice system, right? They're in and out. A third of our students are English learners, as well as having some kind of housing insecure. And one of the things that we also provide is housing for our students off of our burger sites. And then a quarter of our students have IEPs or 504. And our population is very transient, so they come in and out, but we serve them until they're 27 continuous enrollment until they finish with us. Okay. I'm going to pass it on to our assistant principal, Nicole Dunn, in regards to our, she'll speak on our academic programs.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we'd love to roll the video first and then I'll hop in. Thank you. This is just an opportunity for you to hear directly from some of our students and staff on campus.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a go. I wasn't going to school as much. I wasn't able to graduate. Actually, one of my friends, he was like, you can go to the San Jose Conservation Corps and you can obtain your high school diploma. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. It's a go. I've loved every second of it.
The San Jose Conservation Corps started operations in 1987 with over 20 Corps members. The Corps has since grown, opening its charter school in 2002 and expanding to 2 campuses in 2010. Since 2002, we have offered on-site high school diplomas and have employed the earn and learn model. On average, we graduate almost 200 students per year. 75% of those eligible earn their diplomas in one school year or less. We aim to serve students as people first and students second. We serve students 17 and a half up to 27 years old. 86% of our students are ELD, which means English language learners. We also serve about 43% that are special education. The students who come to the San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School are looking for a second chance, an opportunity for them to complete what they started. Our community school provides many services, including post-secondary education exposure, such as future fairs and college campus tours. Our school provides mental health services, college and career counseling. Our program also provides paid job training opportunities.
Seeing the improvements on my transcripts from when I first started here till now, it's crazy. Just seeing the spike in my education, it's amazing.
I know at my other schools, I don't think I would have gotten half of the stuff that I've gotten here.
I feel like it's exciting because you're still getting all your credits in, and at the same time, you're saving time to go and make money and help save the environment.
They let you move at your own pace. They understand that we have a life outside of the school.
They do know I work, so they're very helpful with the timing and everything. My house just burned down like 3 weeks ago. So like coming in the next day to school, we were given the food and the clothes and the hygiene products. It was like, get away off the test.
I struggled with homelessness and went through a whole program, and going through that program is what led me here to this school to get my diploma. It means a lot to me to obtain that. Each teacher is here to make sure that we graduate and get our diplomas. I feel like they provide more one-on-one help with not just academic work, but outside of here, like transportation to get here. Any of the counselors here, you can go to talk to them about anything. It's super easy just to feel welcome, and everyone is so open-minded. It just makes it a lot easier than being at a big old high school full of a lot of students.
It is way better because I feel it's more one-on-one that way. And, you know, it's easier for the teachers to recognize you.
Since the beginning, staff are amazing. The thing that I love is after the grading period, they have an honor roll, and it feels so amazing to just get an award for something that you never thought you would actually get.
I'm a product of San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School since I graduated in year 2007. Everything that they provided me with has gotten me to where I'm at today. I found my voice through the San Jose Conservation Corps Charter School. They helped me believe in myself and that I am valuable and that I matter. I have been able to work for the organization for 16 years. I believe dearly in my heart that we are a very unique opportunity for those students that are suffering the most or students that have been left behind. You're welcome here at any time, and we won't give up on you. You matter.
I fully 100% recommend the Corps. It is a life-changing opportunity. There's always time for change. Coming here, that's helping me change. I just can't wait to see what the future has in hold for me.
While you're getting back over to the slide deck, thank you so much, board, for taking just a chance to get a peek into what it looks, sounds, feels like at our school. Like Dr. Fung said, my name is Nicole Dunn, the assistant principal of the charter school. What you hopefully gleaned from the video was a bit of our educational philosophy. We kind of think of it in like 4 pillars. That's student-centered programming, 21st century skills, post-secondary and career, and holistic approach. Next slide, please. We develop all programming with students at the forefront of our minds. Teachers and staff engage in a weekly PLC that establishes a culture of learning, and then we bring that culture of learning and continuous improvement to the classroom. So in our classrooms, you'll see students engaging in real world learning, hands-on, and multiple opportunities to connect with peers. We have ensured that students can enroll at any point during the school year. And we graduate students as soon as they finish their credits, and they can earn their diploma throughout the school year. In fact, I think we've graduated so far about 23 students, 3 of those students within the last week. We also have, parallel to our in-person courses for students. We have an opportunity for students to earn credit online. These are students that are re-engaged in education and learning. As they're building those skills back up, they can now go back and reclaim credit they might have missed in prior educational settings. We also have a robust independent studies program. It's a limited program. However, we have it to support our students who might be full-time workers, full-time parents, or have other barriers that would otherwise prevent them from attending in person. We're proud of that program. That's a program that students can engage and be a part of our school and receive our services. And they get an opportunity to earn credit and work with a credentialed teacher. Next slide. We value 21st century skills. We aim to kind of grow alongside the other comprehensive schools. Our learner outcomes are aligned with our LCAP goals and our WASC action plan: critical thinking and problem solving, communication, civic engagement, personal leadership. These are all skills that we understand will make our students competitive in the workforce and ready for post-secondary college and career. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie Cepeda. I am the person on the video as well, alongside my colleagues and students, as I serve as the Dean of Student Success for our school. And I am a former graduate from the charter school as well from year 2007, and a former employee from Eastside Union High School District as well. The Earn and Learn model for the post-secondary education helps our students that are 18 to 27 years old get paid and earning a trade at the same time. So this is supporting students in natural resources management, zero waste services, and then also the construction trades programs, building tiny homes for the unhoused population and students themselves. Next slide, please. Making students feel welcome, safe, and that they belong is our #1 priority. In the charter school, we want to make sure all of our students are seen, respected, honored, and most of all, feel welcome. For the most of our students, this is for the first time that they're engaging into a space where they feel that they're being seen and they're being heard. So a lot of what we do to support them comes from their voices. And this includes the pantry that we have on site. This includes the student store. It includes support services in terms of like academic services and also wellness center. The showers, the laundry department that we have, all of these things that are really re-engaging the students so that we don't fail them again are being provided because the students are speaking up. And a lot of our students are here today speaking up today in representation of their school. We recognize and we celebrate every milestone that our students go through. And this is the smallest thing, from just showing up to actually passing classes, and some of them for the first time in their whole academics from 9th grade to the 12th grade when they come to our school. We do celebrate our students' achievements in a bigger scale of like providing community events where we invite CBOs, where the focus is the post-secondary education and or engagement to career trades, as you heard my colleagues mention already. This is a bigger scale where we provide food and just student recognitions. We are seeking the community school implementation grant to continue the amazing work we already are doing. And hopefully that's with your help. The next slide, please. And I will pass it on to our CEO.
All right, thanks, Natalie. Just as Natalie walks down, I want to just recognize one interesting thing about our program is that 1/3 of all of our staff, we have 90 staff in our conservation corps and our charter school, and 1/3 of them are graduates of our charter school or graduates of our program. And so we really count on that lived experience to guide us as we go forward into the future. One second to last slide here is just about housing. Increasingly our student population is becoming housing unstable. And as a licensed general contractor, we just started trying to find an answer to that. So we started building tiny homes and actually have on-campus housing for 10 of our students, and it's allowed them to stay housed while they're enrolled in our program until they graduate. Great. And then with that, just wanted to really thank the district staff, Kirsten, Philip, and all the other support staff at the district has been phenomenal in working with us and guiding us and giving us counsel and advice to be the best version of ourselves. So we really appreciate that collaboration and support. And then just really wanted to thank the board for your consideration of our petition for renewal for 5 years. So thank you.
Thank you for your presentations and the video. And if you're just tuning in via Zoom, or you're just coming on in, this is item 12.07. We're holding a public hearing regarding a charter renewal petition submitted by San Jose Conservation Court for the San Jose Conservation Court Charter School. And based on that, I will start reading 3 names of these speakers.
And before you do that, just a brief comment, if I may.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge you for a great presentation and so disciplined. I mean, you got a lot in there in the amount of time that you just took. So I appreciate that a lot. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering, how do you reach out to the community to enroll the student in, in your charter?
A lot of it is partnership that we have built over the years and a good relationship with other districts, specifically Eastside Union High School District. We do get a lot of word of mouth. And we have established a trust bond between counselors that already support the population that you guys are working with. But once they know it and realize that they are struggling where they're at, usually most of the time is early on, we get invited to actually show up and show them what the program can potentially do for them. Aside from that, we also do events, participate with the county and the city events. But our word of mouth and partnership within our schools districts around us is our best opportunity for us to recruit.
So how many percentage of Latino and Asian student?
Most of our students, at least 89% of our students are students of color.
See, well, congratulations. Good presentation. Thank you.
President Doe, as we're starting to engage, could we ask that we open the public hearing on this matter?
So before I open the public hearing, does any of my colleagues want to ask a question now or make a comment? You have another opportunity after the public comment if you so choose. I'm hearing that, so I'm gonna open the public comment.
Public hearing,
Public hearing, sorry.
12.07.
Public speaker. Call for what's happening. Yep. I'm gonna start reading names. I'm gonna start 3, if you can come up. Oh, I have more. All right. I would 3 names, and if you don't mind, come on up, and if I do not pronounce your name correctly, please let me know and correct me when you're on the mic. Isaac Meza, Sierra Moreno, and Derek Clark. You'll be given 2 minutes. Superintendent Vanazzi, can you help me with the time? So when you see the 2 minutes go back to 0, if you can wrap up your sentence, and are you ready?
Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, teachers, and fellow students, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak today about something that is incredibly important to me and many others, keeping our school open. Schools like ours aren't just buildings where students learn. They are lifelines for so many who are working hard to earn their high school diplomas. Sometimes against incredible odds. For many of us, this school isn't just a place to learn. It's a second chance, a support system, and a pathway to a better future. Our school is unique in how it helps students succeed. The teachers here don't just teach, they care. They go above and beyond to ensure that every student has resources and encouragement they need to thrive. For example, I had the opportunity to go to 2 college visits, and it gave me a hope in a brighter future. Whether it's offering extra help after class, understanding personal struggles, or creating a welcoming environment, this school fosters success in a way that is rare to find. For some, traditional schools may not have worked, but this school provides a solution, giving students who may have fallen behind or face challenges a way to catch up and succeed. Here, no one is left behind. Closing the school would take away an essential lifeline for those who need it most. Beyond academics, this school is a community. It's a place where students feel seen, heard, valued. For many of us, it has not just given us an education, but also the confidence and motivation to believe in our futures. I urge you to think about the lives that will be affected if the school were to close. It's not just about shutting down a building, it's about cutting off opportunities for students who deserve a chance to succeed. This school represents hope, opportunity, and growth. Let's work together to ensure it remains open, continuing to change lives and help students achieve their dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Speaker Sierra Moreno.
Just a reminder, if they could state their name before they start their comment.
Hi, my name is Sierra Moreno. I go to San Jose Conservation Corps. Wait, did you already start it? Oh, okay. The Corps has been a safe place for me and a blessing in disguise. My high school told me I would have to wait till I was 19 to graduate. I felt so insecure and hopeless until I heard about this school. And now I'm graduating next month at 17 years old. I'm so grateful I attend this school. There's so many programs or field trips you can sign up for with the QR codes posted around the school. There's also a pantry that's open to everyone whenever you're hungry, or if you want to take food home, you can ask a teacher to unlock it. Another cool thing the school offers as well is a work program where you can work and go to school when you're 18. There's also tiny houses on campus you can live in. The staff is incredible. Every morning, the staff will smile and say good morning to me as I walk in. The teachers always check in with me individually and ask me if I need anything. I got help making my resume as well. Everyone is genuinely so supportive and wants me to succeed in school. I feel comfortable and safe because there's literally not a single judgmental person there. When I graduate, I want to continue school and start a career. I'm so grateful San Jose Conservation gave me the opportunity to accomplish my goals in life.
Next speaker, Derek Clark, and just to get the next three speakers ready, Sophia, Laura Alcantar, and Zach. Help me out, Zach. What's that? Yes, I can't read the writing. Could be me. Is what itis? Thank you. Appreciate it. Whenever you're ready, Derek.
Okay, thank you, board. Thank you, student board member, and thank you, administrators. My name is Derek Clark. This is like coming home to Eastside Union High School District, where I kind of cut my teeth and started my career. I am a board member of the charter school and a longtime community partner through Bill Wilson Center. Proud to have joined the board in 2021 after collaborating with San Jose Conservation Corps for many years. I bring over 30 years of experience mentoring, providing services, resourcing, and building youth development programs in this community. What impact, you would say, does a charter school have on the youth in our community? As a board member and community partner, I have seen how the charter school helps to stabilize lives. The school provides a needed sense of safety for these vulnerable youth and helps them find community among their peers and form positive relationships. So support services and community partnerships are a key part, such as collaboration with Wilson Center to find stable housing. An example of that is numerous homeless young people through the years enter Wilson Center's homeless drop-in center looking for stabilized housing. And these are young people that have 2, 3 different, they have not been successful like in school 2 times, 3 times, or how many other times. So we do education referrals from Wilson Center to the charter school has been a vital key in our young people maintaining their housing by attaining the educational requirements, which is open doors to better employment, which has led to a more secure and stable life, and it's reducing the risk of future homelessness for our young people at Bill Wilson Center. My perspective on governance of this school. As a board, we follow the mission of the course to put students' needs first and develop young people to create transformational change in the community. But most of all, we are meeting the defined requirement in the Ed Code to have highly qualified teachers. I am very optimistic for what the future holds as we deepen our community model. And I want you to see what I see. So I want to invite you personally out to our next graduation so you can see what's actually happening on this campus. Thank you very much for having me today.
Next speaker, Sophia. And please introduce yourself and help me with your last name as well.
Hi, my name is Sofia Jaquez, and I am a board member with the San Jose Conservation Corps and also an alumni. Today, I'm here to represent the San Jose Conservation Corps, where I graduated in 2019 with my high school diploma, and I now sit as a board member and the first alumni to do so. Before coming to San Jose Conservation Corps, I started out at James Lake High School, but then at the age of 16, I became a teen parent, so I had to go to Foothill because they had a childcare center there. There came a point where I exited out of the school district because they only give you so many years to graduate, and I did not finish within that time frame. I was feeling really hopeless at that point because I really wanted to graduate and I didn't really know where to go. I was in a program called Teen Success, so my advocate was helping me find alternative programs, and San Jose Conservation Corps was one of those programs. As a young parent, I felt insecure, afraid of the future, as my family stopped believing in me and even said my dreams were over. It felt like everyone was giving up on me, but at the San Jose Conservation Corps, I found the opposite support. The teachers, the staff, and even our CEO always believed in me. I was provided many resources and tools that helped me grow into the leader I am today. I was never looked down upon at this organization, but rather I felt empowered and respected that I was fighting to fulfill my dreams despite being a young parent. I graduated from San Jose Conservation Corps in 2019 as valedictorian, and by 2022, I had earned 3 AmeriCorps Educational Awards. In 2023, I graduated with my associate's degree in sociology at Mission College, and the same year I was accepted in the #1 public university, UC Berkeley, where I am continuing to study sociology and have dreams of going to law school. I believe that every young person deserves the chance to join a program like the San Jose Conservation Corps, as I believe that the opportunities to be civically engaged and earn leadership development makes you a really strong candidate for going to top schools like UC Berkeley. We must invest in San Jose Conservation Corps, as it is an organization that has changed countless lives of young people in our community. Every day, it is building tomorrow's leaders. It did so for me, and it will continue to do so for generations to come. Thank you.
What was that?
I was gonna call Laura, I can tell, but you can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Unless Laura object to,
Well, I'll go ahead then. Uh, uh, Okay. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Zachary Ignitis, and I'm an alumnus at the Conservation Corps and Charter School. I am currently a student at Evergreen Valley College. I'm here to discuss what the loss of a program like this charter school would be for our community. Prior to my enrollment at SJCCS, I had very limited prospects for finding work. I had no intention of attending college, and my only aspiration was to earn a GED from the state and find a permanent job. When I decided to continue my education, I was fortunate to find the website for this charter school. To be honest, I was not prepared for what I was about to experience, because I never received the kind of support that was offered at this school anywhere else. Field trips to trade unions, to colleges, workshops on resume writing, and resources to pass a driver's test. By the time I had my diploma, I had a job lined up, received my driver's permit, and was enrolled at classes at Evergreen. A single year at this school changed my life forever. which is why I am here to advocate for the continued operation of this school. SJCCS held the door open for me, even though I thought it had closed long ago. And I would like to continue this and do my best to try and hold the door open for the next person to come after me. So please, consider myself and my fellow alumni. Our lives have been enriched and made better by this charter school. Thank you.
Next speaker, Laura Alcantar. Before you begin, I'm going to read the next name, the next two, Paulo Flores and Michael Delaney. Laura, you will have 2 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Laura Alcantar, and I'm a mother of 2 students at the Corps, one who currently attends San Jose Conservation Corps and one who has graduated. The Conservation Corps has been a safe place and a blessing in disguise for many children, including mine. I feel like the other schools and programs have failed me and my children. And when the county failed us, we were able to find the Conservation Corps, when we thought there was no hope. We were in a bad situation seeking any kind of support. But the schools and programs that my children were attending at that time didn't meet their needs. The Corps has been able to accommodate each of their needs individually. The Conservation Corps has also made me and my students feel very welcome, opening up the pantry for us when we have needs. They also have found their place there at the Corps. My kids have transformed into great adults, and they have come out of their shells looking for a bright future. Vivian, my daughter, has just graduated within 3 months of attending the Corps. She wasn't able to make it today because she started working. It has also helped her boost her self-esteem and improving doing skills around the house. My child Enrique, who is here today, is also attending the school, and he's also applying for community colleges and is excited about the future. I know that this school has made them feel safe and their voices have been heard. The staff is very welcoming. Every morning they are greeted with kindness by the principals and the staff. Not just my children, but I see other kids from the beginning of the school year that were walking in with their heads down, and now they walk with their heads held high, and they're excited to come to school. So that's a good thing. I also wish that I had known about the Conservation Corps. This school, if the school wasn't here, I don't know, my kids would be looking at a different future. But now they have meaning and purpose in their life because of the school. So I just want to thank the Conservation Corps and the staff and their students. This is a great place for many people. Thank you.
Next speaker, Paula Flores. You will be given 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paola Flores, and I graduated from San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School in 2017. Before attending, I was kicked out of 3 high schools and 1 continuation school. By the time I found San Jose Conservation Corps, I had almost given up on myself. But the charter school gave me a second chance to earn my high school diploma in an environment that worked for me. I became the first in my family to graduate high school and attend college, something I could not have achieved without their support. After graduating, I continued my career at San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School, serving in roles like administrative assistant, school recruiter, AmeriCorps coordinator, and Corps Future Coordinator. These roles allowed me to give back to San Jose Conservation Corps and to support students with similar struggles. San Jose Conservation Corps provided me more than just education. They offered services like low-cost childcare, education awards for college, and career planning support, services that were crucial in helping me succeed. Helping youth is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Older students like I was need individualized support to overcome barriers. San Jose Conservation Corps provides just that, giving students another chance at a regular high school experience. with the services they need to thrive. Now, as the supervisor for the female intervention team with the City of San Jose, I work with youth facing major challenges. When they need individualized education plans and extra support, we refer them to San Jose Conservation Corps because we know they can provide resources these young people need. It's essential that we continue to have access to this vital resource. San Jose Conservation Corps and Charter School remains a key partner for our programs and plays a critical role in helping students succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Our next speaker, Michael Delaney. Because he's the president of AFT, he'll be given 5 minutes for his presentation or his public hearing comment.
Speaking as just a teacher in Eastside Adult Education tonight, I won't take your 5 minutes. I mean, and I'm sorry, I actually, in some ways, I have a question rather than a comment. I'm curious because I was so impressed by the presentation. I'm an adult education teacher, have been for a long time. I serve a similar demographic. I'm curious how they do so much with the pantry, the housing, everything that they do is a very impressive presentation. I was just curious, one thing I didn't hear, but I think maybe I did find it in your slides, so I apologize. But I'm curious what the budget is, how they do it with, how much money it takes to do what they do. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any additional speaker? Does any of my colleagues like to make additional comment at this time?
No, I'm just happy for the opportunity to affirm the support for the San Jose Conservation Corps. I've been on the board a long time, and you've been there every year that I've been on the board and more. And so your record is so strong and so vital, and it's beautiful to listen to all the testimony. Very moving.
So, yeah, I too have been out to the Corps many times for tours and am just so impressed with the work you do and the commitment. And I agree, this is not a competition. This is a cooperation, collaboration. So, so that's really great. So just a question about our process. This comes back for, when does this come back, Chris? February. Okay, fantastic. So we'll look forward to seeing you again. And Mary, FYI, my mic is dead. Thank you.
So, Mr. President, you actually have to formally close the public hearing.
Thank you for that. Calling for public speaker a second time.
I also want to echo that looking up when on the presentation, I really did not know that you guys have the food pantry and tiny home for those students. That's really amazing. And with the Silicon Valley right now, one of the students has been very challenged to go to school and really to keep up with all of the homework and have to fight for their life. So I really admire for all of your program that really help support our student, you know, and the community. So congratulations on that.
There's no further comment from my colleagues on the board. I would like to calling for public speaker a second time. Calling for public speaker a third time. Are there any online comment? Public testimony on this matter is now closed. Thank you.
To all you attendants, you're welcome to stay for the whole meeting, but you might not want to.
We'll take a short pause, allowing our guests to We now go back to item 11.02. Presentation, discussions, and all action to receive and approve the first interim financial report for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Mr. Tom Nguyen.
Thank you, Board of Education. Congratulations again to Mr. Doe and Ms. Cortese for winning your re-election. Welcome back. What we have before you today is the first interim report for Eastside Union High School District. You get to the next slide here. I think our superintendent. Yes, thank you. So the state has a cadence of schedule that they obligate every school district to adhere by. And that's essentially every 3 months, we have to provide a financial update. And so the process begins in June with the budget adoption and then audit actuals in September. Here we are in December, 3 months later, with the first interim. In March will be the second interim. That's another 3 months from now. And then in June, again, 3 months after that, we'll restart the budget adoption process over again. So essentially every 3 months, and they do that to ensure that the public and the state holds and the county holds us accountable for reporting our fiscal situation and how we project, how we look forward with our expenditures and expenses. And so this is the first interim where we're at. Oh, excuse me. Yep. So we're in the red box with the first interim report. We also have a fiscal solvency plan that is due to the county. That's going to come in a separate action right after this one, I believe. So with every interim report, there are 3 potential or possible scenarios that we can self-certify ourselves. First one of which is positive, which means we can meet our obligations in this and the next 2 years. Then qualified, which is this year, or we won't be able to meet it within the next 3 years. And then negative is we won't meet it this year. And so as we progress from positive to qualified to negative, it gets worse and worse. Now, I mentioned pre-qualified, self-certified earlier because what happens after this meeting is we send, thank you, we adopt the certification and then we send the reports and this certification to the County Office of Education, which then they will review our file, our projections, our assumptions, and then they would then confirm our certification, whether it is indeed qualified or they will downgrade it depending on what they evaluate our numbers to be. Sure.
I know you're just going over if you go to slide. Talked about the qualified, maybe it's slide 3.
The next one.
Certifications.
Yes.
Why are there some of the same years across the 3? Are those like, you put 2024, 25, 26, 27?
You want to take it?
So those are examples of, so what it means. So it's kind of color coded. So we're with the possible certification, we're green in all 3 years for this year, 24, 25, for next year, 25, 26, and the following year. That means we meet all our financial obligations in those 3 years. If we're qualified, then we meet our current year in 24, 25, but we may not meet it in 25, 26, or 26, 27. And then for negative, everything's in red. That means that if we get a negative certification, we don't meet any of those years.
Which one are we?
We'll get there in a sec.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm like, give me the answer now.
This is how to just,
I'm
yeah,
jumping in. Okay,
gotcha.
follow.
I kind of tease you guys a little bit, right? And then like, just tell us already, geez. And so I said, we self-certify and then the county reviews and then they would then confirm our certification. Where we are at with our first interim report. And this is data or financial data from July 1st until October 30th. And so inevitably, we're already 2 months, ahead of this as is. And so what we have before you is as of October 31st, and we have a qualified, or we will self-certify as a qualified budget to the county. We will meet our financial obligations in this current year, in next year. And then, however, we will not meet our obligations in 26, 27. There's a caveat to that, and you'll see that a little bit later on. Our total combined ending fund balance does meet the 3% reserve. However, our unrestricted
amounts do not meet the 3% reserve. And so we cannot use restricted funds to cover or to account for our 3% statutory reserves. So therefore, we're unable to meet our unrestricted 3% reserves in 26-27. So there are several impactful assumptions that we've made in developing and certifying the qualified budget. And then, so with these next two slides, we're going to vacillate between these two slides a little bit, but for now, what we assumed that positively impacted revenue was that we readjusted our daily attendance projections from 92.23% to 94%. This is based on current data that we've seen with our attendance rate so far. It's normalizing back to what it was before the pandemic. And so we feel confident that with the work of student services and the site principals and the various team members that we have, that we can maintain or sustain that growth back to where it was prior to the pandemic. So we kind of renormed our attendance rate. We also readjusted our enrollment projection. And so from 19,797 to 20,003, this is not to say that we are increasing enrollment. We are still declining in enrollment. However, our decline is not as sharp as we thought it would be or would have been from when we adopted the budget in June. And so, we're still in decline enrollment, just not as steep as what we thought. Then the next two are the big ones. Our projected UPP, which is the unduplicated pupil percentage, and
one more time, please.
Unduplicated pupil percentage, UPP percentage. These are the number or percent of students who fall into the categories of who receive free and reduced lunch, foster youth, McKinney-Vento, ELD or ESL students. And so these are all grouped together and the state calls it UPP, unduplicated pupil percentage. And with the work of our site administration, our site staff members, IT, CNS, you name it, it was an entire village. And so we recently certified officially through our CalPADs, our UPP at 60.2%, which is the highest probably ever in our district. And so the UPP, the funding for UPP is calculated on a 3-year rolling average. And so we realized some of this benefits this year a little bit, next year a little bit more. In the third year, a lot more. That's when we fully realized the 60.2%. There's still work to be done. And so we're hoping that next year and the following year, we're going to continue and even double and triple our efforts to continue to get and identify and help families to submit their documentation, submit their paperwork so that we can properly identify our families who fit or who qualify for this particular category.
We got to stop and celebrate that. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Absolutely.
That's really incredible.
Almost an over 9% increase. And the groups that Associate Superintendent Wynn was noticing, IT, PCIS, site administration, CNS, everybody went after it.
Slow down. Really, how do we do that? Who are the people that?
Let me re-say it again after I say something else, though.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
other difference is that this district went out and found a way for families to now do this process through an app on their phone. And so taking a lot of the paperwork and they come back and fill it out, you didn't fill this form out, all that, this has gone away thanks to the efforts of business services, IT, child nutrition services, our parent community involvement specialists, our site-based administration. There's just a lot of people that went in to make sure that more of our students were contacted, updated, get it in. And as he talked about, a 3-year average, right? It's going to take a while for us to get that 60, 62, 64% that we'll be pursuing. But those were all averaged together to give us, both in our LCFF funding and our LCAP, quite a boost. So again, thanks to that, it's a game changer.
And this app was—
If I may, just one more person who has to be named is Kirsten King. She initiated the collaboration because she recognized through her work that holding this piece of work in one department was not giving us, the information that we actually needed. And Kirsten King deserves a lot of credit. And I want to make sure we don't go beyond this item by not recognizing her effort to actually bring all those people together. So I just want to give a shout out to Kirsten King.
Thank you, Associate
that.
Superintendent Marquez. You're dead on. We've been looking at her all night with the charter thing and failed to mention her.
Yeah.
You know, Kirsten driving home, thank you again for really driving this.
No, it was, like I said, I mentioned, it was a village. I mean, there's probably too many that, to name off, but it was a relentless effort. I'm a parent in this district still, and I got that text and email over and over and over again. I said, just leave me alone, Ray. Please, yes, I will finally fill it out for you. And it took a few minutes. I filled it out via the app, and it just left me alone, right? And so that certainly helped, along with everything that was involved. And then, of course, Superintendent Vandersley mentioned at the onset of the meeting was the passage of Measure N, which is our parcel tax. That financial assumption starts to benefit us in 25, 26 for 5 years beyond that. The LCFF COLA, as it is published today on the dartboard, is 1.07 for this year, and then as you can see, those various numbers for the next 2 years. Our total in the MYP, which is multi-year projection, total COLA is 7.08. So remember that number for just a brief second, right? 7.8. Recording. Just have to remember that number for a little bit longer.
Should have gave her the
So there's a turn on volume thing. I'm not sure if that's associated with Zoom or something else.
We can hear you, Tom.
Okay. All right, so we're still on Zoom, but I guess they don't see the shared screen, the presentation.
Given the nature of this presentation, I think it's important for this truly to be public, that they can see the information. So let's take some time to get that back on screen.
Sure.
We'll take a break. While they Zoom resume.
Looks like I need to get re-enabled.
You just go.
Yes.
our Zoom is working. We are coming back. All right, handing back to our CBO, Tom Huynh.
Should we wait for Board Member Chavez? Got it. Okay, so carrying on. So as I recall, the 7.08 number, the next slide, these 7.08. Okay. These are the assumptions that these are the assumptions that we've made on the expense side. That has impacted the MYP, which is the multi-year projection. Cost of programs that were funded with one-time costs are assumed to continue and carried over into the general fund. Oh, that's just adding all the percentages that are listed. The assumptions do not include any salary increases for the 3 years, or excuse me, with this year it's already occurred, but for the next 2 years, it does not assume that. It assumes stepping column of increase of 1.5%. And then on the expense side, it assumes increase in essentially the cost of operating business, right? The paper, the lights, you name it. And this is according to the current CPI figures that are listed. And so the total CPI for the multi-year projection is 8.9%. And so remember what I said, remember that 7.08, right? And so our COLA that the state has at this point committed to providing Eastside and other districts is 7.08%. The CPI, or in other words, the cost of doing business has increased by or scheduled to increase by 8.9%. So hopefully between now and January, or between now and June, there's going to be some reconciliation of those two figures where we're a little bit more aligned and not currently getting less than what the state has projected us to expend essentially. And so without doing anything whatsoever, our COLA that the state the state thinks it's going to give us is not keeping up with our CPI rate. Okay. We mentioned enrollment. Again, we are showing declining enrollment, not as sharp as we thought we would experience from June, but it's still declining over the past 10 years. And this is a whole system issue, and this is not new to us because we've mentioned this before. The state has declined by 10.31%. The county, when you look at it, is 17.26%. And so overall, the county is declining at a greater clip than we are. And Eastside is at 14.37%. That's over the span of 10 years. This is our current budget with the updated and revisions since we last met, and then since June as well. But you're going to see I want to highlight the three red figures that we see as far as the net increase and decrease. That is the level of either surplus or deficit spending that we're scheduled to expend. And so our combined expenses are projected to be in deficit by $44.8 million at the end of this year. Okay. Now, as I said, the caveat to that is these are these numbers as of October 31st. Inevitably, by the time second interim comes around and then budget adoption comes around again, these figures will change. To what degree, to what level, to what side they would change will be determined, but the numbers will change. I guarantee you that. This is essentially how we got here from budget adoption until now. And it shows the various variances. We essentially got $938,461 more than what we had anticipated. And so that will show positively on our revenue side. And now the next slide is where we've saved a lot more money than we have anticipated. So since June, when we've adopted the budget, and up until October 31st, we'll see on the next slide that we've saved a little bit over $7.5 million from June until October 31st, largely because of unfilled positions and vacancies. And so and then the benefits that are associated with those positions. And so those are all the categories that are essentially highlighted in green. And then the red numbers are what we've spent a little more than what we had budgeted for in June. And so we go on to the combined multi-year projection. And this is where we're referencing that second slide that we mentioned, that we're able to meet our statutory fiscal obligations and reserves in this current year. Based on our deficit spending of $44.8 million, we're going to end with a combined ending fund balance of $74.1 million. That carries into the next year. We're scheduled to deficit spend $32.9 million. Then that leaves us with a combined ending fund balance of $41.2 million. Now, as I mentioned before, the combined is all great and dandy, but it's really the unrestricted ending fund balance that really counts for the state, because we have to meet 3% in the unrestricted funds. The sentence that the unrestricted ending fund balance is the one that really matters, because if we don't meet at least a 3%, which for us is about $12.1 million in the unrestricted account, then the state will deem that as not being able to meet our financial obligations. Okay. Unrestricted. Yeah, we can have as many millions and billions of dollars in the restricted account as we want. It will not count towards our 3% reserve. And so that's why in 26, 27, the 3 years out, we're slated to deficit spend another $28.8 million. Our combined total is 12.4. Now, our combined meets that 3%. However, our unrestricted is down to 1.1 million, which is less than 3%. And then our restricted ending fund balance is 11.3. And so that's the year 26, 27 in which we do not meet the statutory requirements set forth by the state. And therefore, that puts us as a qualified budget and a qualified interim report. As of today, as of October 31st, financial statements, yes. Yeah. By next interim, that may change, that may not, we don't know. We'll see as we get closer to March. Then, as I mentioned previously, the item right after this item is the fiscal solvency plan that is required by the county for us to submit. This again is not new to this board. We've done this before with the fiscal solvency plan. We had an updated one in September. Before you again is another fiscal solvency plan. This is a multi-year projection with the fiscal or the proposed fiscal solvency plan in place. What that then does is it reduces our total expenditures, reduces our deficit spending, and then in 26, 27, then it eliminates our deficit spending as we know it today based on financial data from October 31st. And yes, that will change in the next interim. Next steps, board approves this first interim report, and then it goes to the county for verification. The governor releases his budget second week of January. We have our audited actuals report from Nigro that's going to be presented to the board in January as well. And then our second interim report will be in March, followed by the budget adoption process, and then the preliminary and then final budget adoption in June.
I know we're going to have other questions and discussion, but I'd like to move for approval of this first interim.
Second.
Are there additional comment or questions any of my colleagues? Otherwise, I'd like to call for a vote.
I have a quick question. So the bond, the pass-through tax we will pass for 25, 26 year, where did they stay in the presentation, or how do we?
It is in our assumption. And so we've added that amount of $6.4 to $6.5 million starting in 25, 26, and then 26, 27, and into the out years. So it's already into the budget already.
Already into the budget already.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for a thorough presentation. I was just gonna say, I really like this format. It's really simple. And I appreciate the, just reviewing some of the basics, the terminology, and having to see the numbers and breakdowns in different ways. It's simple, succinct. I mean, this is the big bad boy, right?
Yeah.
Like has all the details, but I also appreciate a high level and at a glance, to just make it digestible. So just thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Your mic on, Kate.
So my question with the certifications is that once it's sent to the county, how does a rating of qualified necessarily benefit or harm the budget and future actions the district can take?
As far as harm or one possible harm of too many qualified budget, obviously if you're negative, then we're in trouble, right? But one possible, and I only say possible because it's possible but not really likely, is that our credit rating as a district may decline because of our qualified budget status. But beyond that, there isn't a harm, so to speak.
So it's just like a way to see how the district is doing.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good questions. Because we do go to get additional bonds, so it doesn't impact if there's a lower rating to the district. Any additional question, comment from my colleagues? If not, then I would like to call for the vote. Katie, how do you vote? Or I guess all of the rest of my colleagues?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay? Abstentions? None? Motion pass. 5-0.
I'm also here for the next item too, if you like. Right, and as I mentioned previously, this is the fiscal resolution, the amended resolution that will be submitted to the county upon your approval.
Move for approval.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And before I leave the dais, I cannot forget to thank Silvia Pelayo and our finance team for all the hard work that went into the book, the budget, and everything else. I think we already got in trouble by one person. I can't get in trouble with another. Thank you.
Oh, I moved then. One second.
Now we go to item 12.01. Public hearing, regarding proposed adoption of the initial proposal. Thank you. Appreciate that. We now go back to, we go to item 12.01, whole public hearing regarding the proposed adoption of the initial proposal for contract reopeners for 2025, 2026, and 2027 from Eastside Union High School District to the Eastside Teacher Association, CTA, NEA. Jeannie Davis.
Thank you. So this item is the initial proposal for contract reopeners with ESTA for the 25-26 and 26-27 school years. The district continues to acknowledge and appreciate the contributions made to its mission and programs by its certificated employees and continues to seek the utilization of equitable and collaborative methods for addressing the needs of students, parents, and employees of the Eastside Union High School District. The district proposes the following for negotiations: salary, Articles 26.1 and 26.2 for the 2025-26 and the 2026-27 school years. Administration recommends the board receive, sunshine, and accept any public comment on the initial proposal for contract reopeners for the 25-26 and the 26-27 school years from the Eastside Union High School District to the Eastside Teachers Association.
We now hold a public hearing schedules to receive and sunshine the initial proposal for contract reopener. As mentioned earlier, for 2025, 2006, and 2026 to 27. Any public comment?
No online or in person.
No online? Okay. Calling for public speaker a second time. Seeing none, seeing none. Calling for public speaker a third time. Hearing none, seeing none. Public testimony on this matter is now closed. Item 12.02. That was 12.02, I'm sorry. I think it's 12.03, am I correct?
No, we would just ask that you take action to adopt this proposed, this 12.02.
So,
We
No,
just
that was
close
the-
the public comment, this is just to,
so I'll move to adopt accept the initial proposal for contract reopeners.
all right. Katie, how do you vote? 403, we are now holding public hearing regarding the proposed adoption of the initial proposal for a successful contract from Eastside Union High School District to the San Jose Federation of Teachers Local 957 AFT, AFL, CIO. Jeannie Davis, would you like to make it?
Yes, thank you. So this item is the initial proposal for the successor contract to the San Jose Federation of Teachers, Local 957, AFT, AFL, CIO. The district continues to acknowledge and appreciate the contributions made to its mission and programs by its adult education certificated employees and continues to seek the utilization of equitable and collaborative methods of addressing the needs of students, parents, and employees at the Eastside Union High School District. Accordingly, the district initially proposes to continue the language of the present agreement, except as modified in a manner consistent to the matters and issues described below. The district proposes the following areas for negotiations. Article 6000, grievance procedure, update language regarding informal and formal grievances. Article 8000, working conditions and safety, update language regarding vocational education and remote work. Article 10,000, job security, update language regarding job announcements, concurrent afternoon classes, and assignment letters. A fair resolution on discipline. Article 15,000, salary update language regarding hours and equivalent FTE. The district's interest is to negotiate a fair total compensation package for AFT members. And then Article 18,000, performance review, a fair resolution on performance review notification. Appendix A, salary schedule, clarification on the proration of master's stipend.
Thank you, Associate Superintendent of Human Resource Davis. We now hold a public hearing scheduled at approximately 8:23 p.m. regarding the proposed adoptions of the initial proposal for successful contract from Eastside Union High School District to the San Jose Federation of Teachers Local 957 AFL, AFT, AFL, CIO. My first speaker will be Mr. Michael Delaney. He's the president of the AFT. He will be given 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Associate Superintendent Davis, thank you. Sorry. I just came to acknowledge the sunshine and to say hello, and we hope to be on the agenda very soon with our sunshine and to negotiate in good faith very soon. One comment, given this is not a debate or an exchange, I learned that earlier and I apologize. But while all of the different bargaining units, articles here that you're discussing tonight are indeed similar, they're quite different. In particular, adult education is a quite different funding stream. I believe it's a quite different budget. I think that's a very significant fact tonight. Thanks for your time. I look forward to bargaining in good faith. Thank you all.
Are there any additional public comment? Online? Nope. Calling for a public speaker a second time. Calling for a public speaker a third time. Hearing none, seeing none, public testimony on this matter is now closed. .04, discussions and actions regarding the proposed adoption of the initial proposal for success agreement from Eastside Union High School District to the San Jose Federations of Teachers, Local 957, AFT, AFL, CIO. Associate Superintendent of Human Resource, Ms. Davids.
I'll move to accept the sunshine.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Item 12.05. Full public hearing regarding the proposed adoption of the initial proposal for successor contract from Eastside Union High School District to the California School Employee Association, Chapter 187. Associate Superintendent of Human Resource, Ms. Davis.
Thank you. So this item is the initial proposal to the California School Employees Association East Foothills, Chapter 187, for the period July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2028. The district continues to acknowledge and appreciate the contributions made to its mission and programs by its classified employees and continues to seek the utilization of equitable and collaborative methods of addressing the needs of students, parents, and employees of the Eastside Union High School District. Administration recommends the board adopt the initial proposal of the sunshine of the following articles. Eastside Union High School District hereby notifies CSEA of its interest to enter into contract negotiations surrounding the following provisions of the parties' collective bargaining agreement. Article 6, evaluations, fair and equitable changes to the evaluation process. Article 8, reclassification, consideration of the recommendations from the reclassification committee. Article 14, transfer promotions and filling of vacancies, fair and equitable changes to the transfer process and filling of vacancies. Article 15, compensation, additional language for equalized pay for 10-month employees. The district's interest is to negotiate a fair total compensation package for CSEA members. Article 16, benefits, fair and equitable changes to the negotiation of benefits. Article 19, holidays, the addition of the Juneteenth holiday. Article 21, layoff provisions, update and take into account and implement changes to state law.
We are now calling for public speaker. Any online comment? Hearing none, seeing none. Calling for public speaker a second time. Calling for public speaker a third time. Hearing none, seeing none. Public testimony on this matter is now closed. Item 12.06.
Move for approval, item 12.06.
Second.
If there's no additional comment or question from my colleagues, I will call for a vote. Katie, how do you vote? Board, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion pass.
One little comment. I just want to acknowledge that, that CSEA wanted to be here tonight to support this process, but their meeting is scheduled at the same time because they meet on Tuesdays and we usually meet on Thursdays, and here we are. So and Julio was here earlier, but then we got a late start, so he wasn't able to participate, but I just want to acknowledge that he would have been here.
Acknowledge. Moving forward to item 13, public members who wish to address the board. Members of the public may address the board on any subject not on tonight's agenda. However, provision of the Brown Act, Government Code Section 54954.2A and 54954.3 preclude any actions as an unagendized item. No response is required from the board or district staff, and no action can be taken. However, the board may instruct the superintendent to agendize the item for future meeting. Any person may address the board on any item on the meeting agenda. Person who wish to address the board may participate and comment as follows. In-person public comment may be made in person in the meeting room by filling out a public speaker request form at the room entrance. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name for the record. You may also raise your virtual hand in Zoom to request to speak and offer comment in real time. You will have 2 minutes to speak. Person may also fill out a speaker request form via online submissions. Comment should be limited to no more than 1,000 characters in length. Please reference in your submission the agenda item number for your comment. Your comment will be read out loud as part of the public meeting. Go Royals.
Thank you, President Doe. My name is Joel Herrera, and I am the brother of Manuel Herrera. And I hope this is the first time the board does this. I'm going to invite you to sing our Mexican cultural birthday song. Okay, so I have the words in front of you for those that have a copy, and I'm just going to jump into it, and please join me. Qué linda está la mañana en que vengo a saludarte. Venimos todo con gusto y placer a felicitarte. El día en que usted nació, nacieron todas las flores. En la pila de bautismo cantaron los ruiseñores. Ya viene amaneciendo. Ya la luz del día nos dio, levántase de mañana, mira que ya amaneció. And with that, I want to wish our brother, son of Humberto and Matilde Herrera, a very happy birthday. Today, he completes 76 trips around the sun. And a couple short stories about Brother Manuel. One is that he used to be a prune picker in charge of a team, and the team was us younger brothers. Since he's the first brother, he was in charge of us with the authority to discipline us if needed. And the prunes we picked, President Doe and board, right across the street here on Capitol Avenue. I mean, right across the street. It was a big prune orchard, and we would get dropped off and spend our summer days there. And our dad would get off work at 5, 6 in the evening and come and join us until the sun went down. Another story about Brother Manuel. I see my time is up. If I can have another minute, President. Brother Manuel was a newspaper boy. We moved from 6th and Julian downtown to the East Side District when he was in 9th grade. And he had a paper route. And Dad and Mom said, you will continue that paper route until and then ride the bicycle back. Him and my two brothers. That's what kind of good man he is. So I want to honor your brother on your birthday on behalf of Mom and Dad and the whole Herrera family. And we honor your 34 years of service on this board, brother. You just keep it up. And if you miss a meeting, we're all going to be pissed at you. Thank you very much for taking care of our brother tonight on his birthday. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you for the extra time.
Appreciate my brother. I didn't know he was going to be here tonight, and I didn't know he was going to say what he said. I suspected if he was here, it must have something to do with my birthday. But I appreciate you, brother, for doing this, and so many stories. So let's just let it rest for tonight. Yeah. This meeting is the beginning of my 35th year. I've now completed 34. And I'm now starting my 35th year, so, all right.
And President Doe and board, I want you to know that my brother Esau was on this board from 1985 to 1990. So there's been a Herrera on this board since 1985. And because brother Esau decided he wanted to go to Elm Rock where his children were, he said, Manuel, just run for the east side. I have the signs. They're already made. You could just use my signs. And the rest is history. Thank you for taking care of our brother. We appreciate it.
Felicidades, Manuel.
Gracias.
Thank you. Because of the special natures of this public comment, we will be able to make comments, response, and not on the agenda, and we'll extend that minutes. I just want to let you know, I too was one picking fruit.
Oh, yeah?
Plum, apricots, and peaches and cherries.
I'm going to send you all a black and white photo of us picking prunes, right as my brother said, Capitol, and it's a historic photo, and I'm right at the forefront, and he's there and my dad is there for picking prunes.
Awesome. I used to live nearby Story King myself, so I appreciate the history. Are there any additional comment under public comment online? Nope. All right. Forward to item 14. Board of Trustees Superintendent Operational Item 1401.
Yes, the voters really resoundingly approved Measure N and the parcel tax, and also elected Patty Cortez and Brian Doe as board members to the East Side Union High School District Board of Trustees, and we are asking that you approve the attached statement of votes and certification of election results from the Santa Clara County Registrar of Voters. And declare that.
Move to approve.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody moved.
I know.
Everybody moved.
Patty and Lorena, I believe.
Patty and then.
But you know what I also want to say? I was thinking about this morning in preparation for this meeting, and I was also remembering that it was Manuel's birthday. And, you know, I just, I think several of us have had an occasion to serve on a board, at a board meeting on our actual birthday. And, you know, that it's a special thing to the commitment that, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here tonight, Manuel, and the commitment that we all make to serve our community this way. So I'm very happy to move for this item.
Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion passed unanimous,
Certifying.
unanimously. 1402, discussions or action to amend 2024-25 board meeting calendar.
Yeah, we're asking that you take action to adopt the proposed amendment, changing the regular scheduled board meeting from April 17, 2025 to April 8, 2025.
Motion by Chavez, second by Cortese.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes.
Yes. Let's give it as is. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues,
Aye.
motion pass.
You got the impact on SGB for that? Okay, thank you.
1403, discussions or action regarding CSBA call for nomination for 2025, 2027 term.
We're asking that you consider, and you don't have to, but this is that you consider nominations to the CSBA Delegate Assembly.
I would like to nominate our colleague Van Lay.
Second.
Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues?
Aye.
Aye. Motion pass. Congratulations, Trustee Lay. 1501, discussions or actions to receive the first reading of proposed amendment to board policy 5131, conduct 5137, positive school climate, and 5145.11, questionings and apprehensions by law enforcement. Associate Superintendent of Educational Service, Teresa Marquez. The board is only to receive the first reading.
Yes, thank you. This is board policies that have been brought forth as part of our agreement with the Office for Civil Rights. And so they're looking for us to update. All the language within this is in alignment with CSBA.
Yep. I'm ready to make a motion to move for approval.
Oh, it's just a first reading.
What do you mean I can't make a motion? Okay, fine. Yes, remember that, colleagues, it's mine. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Assistant Superintendent Marquez.
Man, I would like to move on to 1601, discussions or actions to approve the single-day material decrease in attendance at Andrew Hill and Mount Pleasant High School during September 2024. Also, Superintendents Tom Nguyen and I guess Due.
This action is due to the fact that Andrew Hill and Mount Pleasant earlier this year, we see there were social media posts that were completely inaccurate and did compel many students to stay home that day. So we're requesting that we be able to use an estimated attendance so that the schools and students are not negatively impacted by their absences.
I'll move to approve. Oh,
Move approval.
second.
Moved by Lay.
Second.
by.
You got it.
Okay, right. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues,
Aye.
motion pass. 1602, discussions and action to approve the contract for professional service over $25,000. Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Tom Huynh.
This is just standard. I'll make a motion to approve.
Cortese, Chavez. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues,
Aye.
thank you. Motion pass. 1603, discussions and actions to approve the use of piggyback for general purchasings. Mr. Tom Huynh?
This is also a standard item.
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
I would like to say something.
It is standard,
Go
but
ahead.
it's a little different, and it's an exciting different, because we're utilizing the work of our friends in Campbell Union to use their piggyback to procure natural gas through a vendor that helps us stabilize our costs and mitigates potential rise in natural gas costs through our previous. So this will offer some stability and some savings through this process.
Thank you, Mr. Huynh. Motions moved by Cortese still. Who's second? Second by Lay. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues,
Aye.
motion pass. 1604.
Mr. Nguyen, could you introduce this person who's been very diligently and patiently waiting to answer any questions we might have and now just is free to go?
I'm so sorry. We're forgetting names left and right all day, like Kristen and Sylvia.
Good evening, board. My name is Nick Villanueva. I represent Commercial Energy. So we work with 55 different districts throughout the state of California on a number of energy-related items, one of them being natural gas supply. And so Cabell Union High School District went through a full-blown RFP process earlier this year, in March of this year, to identify natural gas suppliers. They selected Commercial Energy as their supplier of choice. And so several of the districts now have looked to piggyback off of their RFP process that they went through. Very extensive RFP process. So I thank Tom for utilizing us and moving forward with Commercial Energy as the supplier of choice for the district.
And I appreciate the respect you're showing our community by being here tonight. And we
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. I know there's sometimes with energy, there could be some questions that are quite challenging to answer. So I wanted to be here and make sure that I answered any questions that there were.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Nick, can you say your name, your company again?
Yes, Commercial Energy of California.
Thank you.
Yes, we're locally based out of Oakland.
Can I ask a quick question? So what do you mean that we gonna save some money for energy and natural gas for piggyback? This is what you do?
Yeah, so we have a couple different pricing options that we go. So I've worked with Tom's team, Andre Bell and Matt, the director of facilities here. And we've identified an option called the capped option, which will basically put a cap in place in case the natural gas markets go up like they have in previous years. It'll protect the district from paying excess amounts for the natural gas that you use. So it's basically like a hedge in place on the energy markets.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Appreciate your patience. Discussions and/or actions to receive first reading of proposed amendment to board policies 5030 student wellness and 3554 other food sales. Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Tom Huynh.
This is the first reading for us to update our policies with child nutrition services, but also kind of crosses over to student services, and it aligns our policy with current state policies and regulations.
I have a quick comment on fundraising. So on point 4, it mentions the extent to which foods and beverages sold on campus outside the food services program, such as fundraisers, comply with nutrition. So does that mean that any clubs or ASB fundraisers must comply with these nutritional guidelines as well? Like, I know there's tons of boba fundraisers, and I know we had like a potato corner French fry fundraiser and things like that. And I'm not exactly sure what the guidelines are for clubs to be able to sell these kinds of things. Do they have to comply?
I think usually those boba and fries fundraisers are outside of the school day, like they're after school, and so it wouldn't really necessarily apply. The regulations would force compliance for like your food fairs and stuff like that, but you do have a waiver. Each school site has a waiver of, I believe, 2 food fairs a year that can kind of
So
accept this.
I got it. So no fundraisers are allowed during school hours that aren't nutritious?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other additional comment from staff? Otherwise, I will be calling for, actually, no, there's only the first reading, so they will not be calling for any vote. We just simply accept the report. 1605, discussions and action to approve premise use agreement between Eastside Union High School District and City of San Jose. Superintendent Vendesi.
This is a continuation of an agreement between the Eastside Union High School District, the American Red Cross, and the city of San Jose. Essentially what this does is it establishes the roles, parameters, and indemnities in terms of if there were to be a natural disaster or something of that nature, and that the city would require the use of school facilities, that this establishes our partnership in that.
Moved by Chavez, second by Lay. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 1606, discussions and all action to approve agreement for legal service with Rogelio Ruiz, Esquire Law Office of Rogelio. Superintendent Vendesi, can you give a little introduction?
Yeah, let me give you a little history on this. The district currently contracts with the law firm Rehan and Roberts for legal services, and that law firm is winding down its operations due to retirements of the partners. So Rogelio Ruiz has been the primary attorney contact for the firm with Eastside Union High School District. Mr. Ruiz is not retiring and is continuing his legal practice. And so the contract on the agenda is for the legal services with Mr. Ruiz for his own office to continue providing those previous services received from Rehan and Roberts effective December 20th. And the district will at the same time then formally end its contract with Rehan and Roberts.
For approval. Second.
I presume there's no change in the quality of the service.
No, most of the terms are the same, including other protections.
Okay, and that the district is following all the legal compliance for having a law firm representing, and Mr. Ruiz will follow the similar format.
Yeah, we want to legally obtain our legal advice.
So, Mr. President, when our attorney Rogelio Ruiz was first contracted by the district quite some time ago, the board leadership excluded me from even knowledge that a conversation was occurring, and I did not participate in the vote because he and I are cousins. So I'm presuming that it's best that I, also step out of the room if you're going to make any discussion and take a vote, and then I'll come back in. All right.
Acknowledge the statements that my colleague Trustee Herrera said, and you can include that in the record, that Trustee Herrera is stepping out of the room so that we can discuss if there is discussions.
I like to say something about, I have been worked with the law firm, Peter Rehorn, and now I think Peter Rehorn will be retired, and Rogelio Ruiz will take over the legal service, the contract, right?
We are entering into a contract with Rogelio Ruiz as a separate entity.
Okay.
He is not taking over Rehan and Roberts. They are disbanding, therefore we're going to discontinue our contract with Recon and Roberts on the day that we engage in the new contract
I
with
see.
Rogelio Ruiz on December 20th.
Oh, okay. Wow. I really want to say that this is a wonderful step, and I know that we're missing Peter Rehorns, and we appreciate often his service during the time that I've been elected. And I think I like to move the item 16.06.
No, the reason I said because I believe my colleague already make the motion and so it's a second already. I'm simply asking the question that I already informed Superintendent is that I would have to ask for the benefit of the public, not for us as the colleagues. So just want to be clear, I believe that the motion was made by Trustee Cortese, second by Chavez. Am I correct? Or was it the other way around? Yeah, yeah.
Other way around.
Oh, no, let's do it right. Motions made by Trustee Chavez and second by Cortese. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Just for the records, Trustee Herrera have stepped out and he will be abstaining from the vote. Yes, we're gonna bring him back.
Could we get an extra microphone? I think Katie's mic is dead. For Katie's too? Okay, thank you.
$17.01. Action to approve memorandum of understanding between California School Employees Association and East Foothill Chapter 187 and the Eastside Union High School District regarding the Classified Employees Summer Assistance Program for 2025, 2026. Assistant Superintendent of Human Resource, Ms. Davis.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Herrera, second by Chavez, unless there's a comment want to make. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues?
Aye.
Aye. Trustee Herrera? Motion passed 5-0. 1802. Discussions and action to approve piggyback bid award and request for proposal for bond capital project. Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Tom Huynh.
Well, I think we missed 1801.
I'm sorry. Oh, did I skip 1801? I apologize. That's right. Discussion.
Move to approve 1801. That's.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, you better say it out loud. Sorry, I jumped the gun. You need to say it out loud.
1801, discussions and action to approve the bond capital project contract over $50,000. Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Tom Huynh.
This is a standard item. I'll move to approve.
Moved by Chavez. I'm sorry, moved by Cortese, second by Chavez. Katie, how do you vote? Colleague, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 1801 passed unanimous. 1802, discussions and or action to approve piggyback bid award and request for proposal for bond capital project. Mr. Tom Huynh. Motion, request for motions, unless Tom want to say something.
This is our standard piggyback.
Yes.
Before we had the special piggyback, now we have the standard piggyback.
Yes.
So that's what I thought we were voting on. So I'll.
Yeah,
move
so
to
I
approve.
think moving forward, if there's something special, I'll jump in. If not, then it's just standard stuff that you've been doing for eons.
Okay, very good.
So I will move pretty fast unless you guys see something you want to make a comment, jump in.
Perfect.
No. Okay. All right, I heard a motion from Cortese. There's a second. Second by Lay. Katie, how do you vote? Aye. Okay. Colleague, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Fantastic. That was 1802. Moving to consent calendar.
Move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Moved by Cortese. Second by Herrera. Katie, how do you vote? Colleagues? Aye. What's our next item? Moving forward, we'll be skipping quite a bit.
Item 24, there's nothing.
24. All right.
There's nothing.
Okay. Item 24, there's no written report. So I'm going to move with 25 unless there are objections from my colleagues. Number 2501, opportunity for Board of Trustees to request item on field agenda. I'd like to start with on my left, Trustee Cortese.
So,
I can
so
come back
this
to you.
is kind of a future agenda. Back in the day, in the Friday update, we used to get like a little matrix of what capital projects are in the pipeline. Is it possible to get that again? Oh, thank you.
Ten Venice say yes.
Yes.
And concur by Mr. Tom Nguyen. Trustee Chavez,
No.
no comment?
No future item.
I mean, future agenda, sorry. Yes, you're good, okay. Trustee Chavez does not have any requests at this moment. Trustee Lay? No comment, no future item request. Trustee Herrera? Nada. Trustee Herrera said nada. I too will not have, do not have any future item to request at this time. Item 46. Board of Trustees Superintendent Communication Comment. Let's start with Trustee Cortese.
The superintendent acknowledged during our, I think it was before closed session even, that the CSEA president was here and made a generous donation to our fund to support our McKinney-Vento students. And I just wanted to reiterate my gratitude for that because I'm not sure there were many people online at that time. So thank you CSEA for that support. And happy break, everybody. Get some good rest.
Trustee Chavez.
I want to thank Patty Cortese again for your leadership this past year. It was one heck of a year, and you navigated it so elegantly, so eloquently. Just really appreciate your leadership as our past president. So just thank you. Know that it is very much appreciated. I also want to reiterate again, feliz cumpleaños. Mi colega Manuel, sending you a big, big abrazote desde aquí. I hope you get to celebrate after this board meeting. You know, you still got a few hours before midnight. I'm just saying. Also like a small little thing, but I think these little things matter. I was at Christmas in the park not too long ago, and my kids and I love to like see who decorated what tree. And I lost count of the amount of schools that decorated trees this year from East Side. And I was like, kids, look, there's Oak Grove. Oh, there's White Bee. Oh, there's Overfell. So it was really cool to see that. So I'm really glad that our district participates in a lot of things like that. But for our families to see that, I think that was beautiful. And similarly to what my colleague said, I hope everyone in the district takes some time to recharge during this winter break. It is very well deserved, and we got another heck of a year coming towards us. But you know, with the leadership across the district and every position that we can think of, I have a lot of faith in our district and our community that we're going to push forward, and we're going to end up with the most positive outcome for everybody involved. So happy holidays.
Trustee Herrera.
That's not the way it usually goes. Okay. Yeah, I just want to say how much I enjoy serving on this board, working with my colleagues. I really do feel your respect and your affection, and it means a lot to me. So, and I appreciated that my brother, I didn't know he was coming tonight, but he waited patiently for 2.5 hours to make his comment, you know, and that's the kind of family I have. So good year for all of us. And next year, you know, we're ready to work together and work through everything. And in addition to really enjoying working with my colleagues, I really enjoy working with our administration and with our stakeholders. I really just like this community a lot. Okay, thank you.
Trustee Lay. That's why I start with you, because you have the mic.
All right, I would like to report back for the audit committee. I want to say thank you to um, uh, Kelly Wong as the senior manager for the audit committee. And I also want to thank you, Vice Chair Brian Doe, have been supporting and would team up with me for running the board audit committee for the whole year. I also want to appreciate the public member who are serving the audit committee, who John Renke, Brenda Serrano, Vikas Nivani, Rajesh Gabo. And also, I really want to mention about the leadership of Associate Superintendent Tom Nguyen, and also Associate Superintendent Jeannie Davis, who've been involved in the audit committee and really make the change. And we have so much progress. CBO Tom Nguyen has closed quite few items that I've been requested for many years. So I really want to give you that kind of credit and continue to make some more progress on the audit committee. And I want to mention also that we had changed in external auditor to NICRO, and the associate student body ASB has been elevated and included in the audit report now per the state audit guide. And we have done extensive ASB training and each individual group. Thank you, Kelly Warren, for, do the retreat with admin, 14 school site in October to November, and then a special group in December. So that's something that manifests really good way that I'm leaving to the next chair, Brian Doe, continue good work, follow with, is that Patty? Patty Cortese, who will be the vice chair on the audit committee. And I want to appreciate all organization, business, and individual who support McKinney-Vento. I know I echo with Patty Cortese for we received a check from CSEA as well as ESTA, and also from the work of our legal Rohiryo has brought some more checks to our McKinney-Vento program. I did visit Enter Hill, James Lake, Foothill joined together, and YB, and took some picture. Really, I have to say that really a joy to see those kids receive the gift certificate, $75. Some of the school that put a little bit more money, like Enter Hill, give $25 more if they have a sibling. And some, I think James Lake and Foothill joined together. They have decoration. They have really good food. Actually, they have the Olive Garden provide the food for that night when they invite family and student come. And also they also provide more other stuff for our student. I also want to mention that the Viet community has organized a party and farewell party to congratulate Principal YB Mary Paulette that she got promoted to another district as a CBO. And I've been on the board of the Work to Future, and I always want to see how can we work together, how can we support our children. So probably we're gonna look into what out of this activity or any grant that the Work to Future they've been working to support our student to find a job or to really support them for their career. And the last thing I just want to say, thank you for leadership of our board president, Patty Cortese, as well as congratulations, board president Brian Doe, and all of us that will make a big impact to the district. And thank you all administrator teachers and staff. I know I did talk a little bit more, but I think this is time that really appreciate everyone that make a difference for the East Side District. And I'm really happy to be here. It's my 14 years. 2 more years will be 16, and we will continue to work together and make a difference. Happy holidays.
To thank the public for your support of partial tax. Your support means that we will able to provide service, a better service to our continuing students. And that also speak to your confidence and trust you have in us and the administrations and the staff at Eastside Union High School Districts. And echoing my colleague, I also want to express my gratitude for the support that ESTA, CSEA, and Mr. Rogelio Ruiz for the McKinney-Vento. Thank you. And 2602, Katie, Student Governing Board Representative.
Okay, so I just wanted to thank board members Patty and Van, Superintendent Glenn, and Mary for their help and support for SGB this whole entire year, while I was a representative and then also as chair as well. Whether it was discussions, assisting us with scheduling meetings or presentations, we couldn't have done any of it without you. And I know the whole student group loves to have adult representation in there as well. So it's awesome to have you at the meetings always. And I also wanted to give a huge shout out to the SGB cabinet, who like make flyers immediately, start working on them right after we have presentations. And a shout out to the whole student group for being so on top of it and active in and out of the meetings too, because I know we don't have meetings that often. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody in SGB. Thank you.
Superintendent Glenn Vendesi.
That was just like a waterfall of like thanks and good things happening in East Side. So do want to lift up, I want to really thank all the community that contributed to McKinney-Vento and the work that happened at the sites. Over $70,000 was raised from people in our community. And that's right after voting for a parcel tax, right? So once again, our community is saying our students with greater need deserve more. So I want to thank everybody for that. And that's just kind of what we do here when we face challenging times. And when we looked at tonight's budget, we know that, okay, there was good news in it and there's also some challenges ahead. So I do want to thank the members of ESTA and CSEA that met with business services and the members of the business services team that also met with our county fiscal expert last week to just start looking at it. So like, let's make sure if there's questions on it, if there's some assumptions that need to be explained or challenged, that they did that and they knocked at it for about 2 hours. And so I just want to thank the willingness of everybody in that room to like say, hey, we do have challenging times. Let's figure it out now so that so we can do this work together. I just want to thank all those groups for coming together and doing that. And wish everybody some well-deserved rest and take care of yourselves, and we'll come back with the new year ready to go.
Thank you. Item 2701, legal counsel. Is legal counsel is online?
Yes. Closed session item 2.07, claim for damages of Subro Claims, Inc. Motion by President Doe, second by Vice President Lay. The board unanimously rejected the claim of Subro Claims, Inc. There are no further actions to report.
Gotta figure this out.